Welcome back, listeners. I'm Nessa, and this is the Crime Tapes podcast. After a much-needed break, we're excited to bring you some great new episodes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to all those who have reached out privately to give us feedback. It helps us grow. We also appreciate those who help share our podcast. Please be sure to follow us on Facebook page, X, YouTube. We are doing our best to get the stories out there for you to listen, help out, and enjoy. Today, we have a gripping story out of Estes Park, Colorado that's been making waves. We're diving into a recent incident in the stunning Rocky Mountain National Park that involves reckless behavior, a high-speed chase, a violent crash, and an unexpected manhunt. Our story centers around Wade Thyfault, a man now facing serious charges after a dangerous spree through one of the country's most beautiful national parks. Buckle up, because this is one wild ride you won't want to miss. Let's start at the beginning. It was just another quiet day in Rocky Mountain National Park, a place many visitors come to find peace and enjoy the stunning beauty of nature. Families, hikers, and nature lovers alike were expecting nothing more than a serene and picturesque experience. But all of that was shattered when Wade Thyfault drove his Dodge Ram pickup truck straight through the Grand Lake entrance gate without stopping. Thyfault's reckless drive took him along U.S. Highway 34, also known as Trail Ridge Road. For those who aren't familiar, Trail Ridge Road holds the title of the highest continuous paved road in North America. Spanning 48 miles from Grand Lake to Estes Park, it's renowned for its breathtaking views, winding curves, and steep drops. It's a place where you'd normally drive slowly, soaking in the majestic peaks and sweeping valleys of the Rockies. However, on that day, Trail Ridge Road became a scene of pure chaos. Thyfault sped recklessly along the entire 48-mile stretch, weaving in and out of lanes with complete disregard for the safety of other drivers and pedestrians. The road, which is challenging enough under the best circumstances, was transformed into a potential disaster zone by his dangerous behavior. Law enforcement was quickly notified of Thyfault's erratic behavior, and officers at the Estes Park end of Trail Ridge Road sprang into action. Knowing that the speeding Dodge Ram was heading straight for them, they had to act fast to prevent further chaos. One of the standard tactics law enforcement uses in such situations is deploying stop sticks, essentially spikes designed to puncture the tires of a fleeing vehicle, forcing it to stop. An Estes Park police officer executed this maneuver at the junction of Bear Lake Road and U.S. Highway 36, successfully puncturing one of Thyfault's tires. But the stop sticks didn't bring the chase to an end. Despite having a punctured tire, Thyfault continued to drive, pushing his damaged Dodge Ram through the rugged mountain terrain for another 2 miles. Observers could hardly believe their eyes. The truck struggled yet pressed on, showing just how determined or desperate Thyfault was to evade capture. Finally, at the junction of Mills Drive and U.S. Highway 36 in Estes Park, Thyfault's reckless journey reached a violent conclusion. His Dodge Ram collided with a silver Toyota Corolla, causing a serious accident. Inside the Corolla were 3 innocent occupants, all of whom sustained injuries in the collision. One of them was critically injured and rushed to the hospital, where they remain fighting for their life. The other 2 passengers also experienced significant trauma, requiring medical treatment. It's hard to imagine the terror that those inside the Toyota Corolla must have felt. What should have been a peaceful day in Estes Park turned into a nightmare, all because of Thyfault's reckless actions. Even after the devastating crash, Wade Thyfault's actions didn't come to a halt. Instead of staying at the scene or attempting to help the injured, he fled on foot. This decision marked the beginning of an intense manhunt involving multiple law enforcement agencies. In a high-alert scenario, search teams quickly mobilized to comb through the rugged terrain of Rocky Mountain National Park, as well as the residential areas of Estes Park. The urgency of the search was palpable, with both tourists and locals feeling the tension and uncertainty of the unfolding situation. For hours, authorities faced the daunting task of tracking Thyfault, who remained elusive. Residents were on edge, locking their doors and staying indoors, with the fear that a dangerous individual was on the loose in their normally serene community. As the manhunt stretched into the following day, the community's anxiety only heightened. A significant break in the case finally came when a homeowner in Estes Park reported a break-in at their residence. Law enforcement moved swiftly on this crucial tip, zeroing in on the location where they believed Thyfault was hiding. Their efforts paid off, as officers were able to apprehend Thyfault without further incident, bringing a sigh of relief to the worried community. However, the end of the manhunt didn't erase the ordeal the residents and tourists had endured. The community had been shaken, and the victims in the Toyota Corolla continued to recover from their injuries. This segment of the incident reminds us that, beyond the criminal acts, there's a ripple effect of fear and disruption that affects innocent people for a long time. Thyfault made his initial court appearance this past Thursday in Denver, Colorado, standing before Chief United States Magistrate Judge Michael E. Hegarty. The courtroom was quiet yet charged with tension as the formal charge against him was read out. One count of assault resulting in serious bodily injury. This is just the beginning, though. While this charge is significant, it's only one part of what could become an extensive legal battle. The outcome of this case will unfold over the coming months as more details come to light and additional charges may be filed. The National Park Service is leading the ongoing investigation, given that most of Thyfault's spree occurred within the Rocky Mountain National Park. Authorities are meticulously piecing together the timeline of events, trying to understand what triggered Thyfault's reckless behavior. Could it have been impaired driving? Was he under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Or could there have been a mental health crisis at play? These questions are at the forefront of the investigation and are critical to understanding the root cause of this dangerous event. While the legal and investigative processes aim to deliver justice, it's imperative to remember the human toll this incident has taken. 3 innocent people in that Toyota Corolla had their lives turned upside down in an instant. They were simply enjoying a drive through a beautiful national park when tragedy struck. One of them is still clinging to life in the hospital, while the others are grappling with their injuries and trauma. The impact on the community also cannot be overstated. Residents and visitors alike have had their sense of safety disrupted, grappling with the unsettling reality that such violence can occur in even the most idyllic settings. As we continue to follow this case closely, our thoughts remain with the victims and their families. We'll keep you updated as new developments emerge, shedding more light on both the legal proceedings and the investigation. Stay tuned and stay informed as we strive to bring you the latest on this case and many others like it. Understanding these narratives is crucial, not just for justice, but for comprehending the underlying issues that can lead to such tragedies. That's it for today's episode of the Crime Tapes podcast. I'm Nessa, and I want to thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. Please check the show notes for links and any updates related to today's story. If you want to stay on top of this case and others, make sure to join us next time for more true crime stories that highlight the fragility of life and the importance of justice. Until then, stay safe and take care.